Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage JR and Vickie Burnett.
You know, for us, years ago, this is what we were looking for. And I have a feeling that a lot of you are here looking for that too. And I hope that maybe you're going to find something this weekend. What is the hope that Genesis Pure is going to do for you and your family? You know, this was it for every one of these for us. But I feel like everybody here in the room, one of these, or maybe even 2 or 3 or 4 of them, is what you're looking for. A plan B for your future, a way to help your friends and family, physically and financially. Can you believe these products? I mean, amazing. A fun way to build a business that lets you be you, all of you I-type personalities. But you know what? Every single person in this room has God-given strengths, talents, giftings. It doesn't matter if you're a Jeremy Fouts or a Jared or a whoever else has spoken today. You know, I was a little elementary special ed teacher that could not get up here and do this kind of thing. But over time, I had a strong enough vision and purpose that I figured out how to do it. A way to earn serious income and train others to do the same. And ladies, I want more lady leaders. 75% of direct sales is women. We are taking over the company. We moved into a new house the week after we had our meeting, Elevate, in Salt Lake City. We went home and moved. And we built a house, nothing fancy, but it's wonderful to us. We got the front yard done, but I kept looking out in the backyard, and JR had to have another garage because he's got a Jeep and a Corvette now. and a game room, and we're doing an outdoor kitchen. But anyway, I kept looking out in the backyard at these guys, and I thought, God, this is just like building our business. How many of y'all believe this or agree? Building a Genesis Pure business is not always picture perfect. You know, we think it's going to be this way or that way. You know, it doesn't matter as long as you do something. It's never going to look perfect. My business is not going to look exactly like Shirley and Cliff's or Chris's or Ben's or anybody else's. And it's going to take work. Look at this guy that's out there. I mean, he was chiseling to get through the dirt there. You know, they had to take down some fences in the backyard to get the equipment through and, you know, get in there to do all this different stuff. And I got to thinking, you know, we had to tear down some fences in our life. JR gave up golf just like Jared did. You know, he said, I'm going to give it up and later I can golf anywhere I want to. But you know what? He doesn't really care about golf that much anymore. It's okay. We had to tear down some fences that ego. You know, it didn't matter that my sister or anybody in my family except for my sons would take the products. Some of you have already heard me say this before. I pay for my mom's auto ship, so she will take the products. My first family member, extended family, got signed up a few months ago, but guess what? She dropped her auto ship, but big deal, I don't care. So I had to tear down those fences that it didn't matter if my friends and family did this or didn't do this. Be a work in progress. Oh my goodness, in our backyard, you know, we went from dirt to kind of watching them build a little bit and a little bit more, and over time, it's becoming prettier, but it was not very pretty along the way. You know, we all have such great product stories. We have amazing products, but you by yourself can only talk to a certain amount of people. Maybe hundreds in your lifetime, the rest of your life, if you talk to them about Genesis Pure. But what if you talk to people about a business and you get 100 business builders that go talk to 100 or talk to 1,000? What can you do with one versus a team? And it works the other way too. If you go out there and try to do this by yourself instead of asking for help. I had 2 girls earlier. They came up and said, would you do connect calls for me? Would you help me? We're waiting for you to ask us for help. All of these leaders that you've heard talk so far and all the rest that are out there in the audience, we're waiting for people to ask us for help. You know, I was watching these guys and not one task was done by one person. Every single thing they did was by a team. These guys doing the cement, Can you imagine? How long is that patio we put in?
26 feet.
Okay, just imagine, guys, this is a big, long patio. Can you imagine if one guy would have done it? And it wasn't these three. There were three others starting down on the other side. That's why if you'll tackle this as a team, ask for help, involve your team. What can you do for me? Help me. We're all ready to go to work with you. Everybody's talked about following a system. That is something that these guys in the backyard were very good at, was following a system. They did this first, this, and duplicated. Oh, I want to talk about the fireplace there. There was one guy over there, and he was mixing the cement. He was the young guy, the apprentice, I guess, and he'd bring the wheelbarrow over there. And there was one guy who'd bring the brick over, and then one who was like doing most of the masonry, and then another one who was kind of watching and overseeing. I think he was the master masonry guy. And I thought, you know, that is just like what we do. Pretty soon, I bet that guy who's bringing the wheelbarrow, he'll be doing some of the brick, whatever you call that, you know, putting the brick on, the cement. And that's what we do. By flipping the chart, listening, and then letting them start taking over. And you know what, leaders? Let the people that you're bringing on do it. Even if they don't do it 20% as good as you do, it's okay. And even if you don't think you're very good at flipping the pages, it's okay. It's going to get better and better and better. Brick by brick, it's going to build something nice over time. And we're still not finished. You can see that first picture there. It looks kind of bad. We had basically dirt and nothing done out on the back patio, but that turned into an outdoor kitchen. But we're still not done. You know, your business is never going to be done. Getting better physically with these products is never going to be done. We're always going to be getting better and better and better. And the thing about it is, you've got to start right where you're at. Probably every single one of us are not satisfied exactly where we're at with our business today, because we're competitors. That's why we're here. We want to get better. We want to get to the next rank or get to the next step. We want to add zeros to our check. I know every single person here wants to do that. But start where you're at. It doesn't matter where anybody else is. I'll never be as good a speaker as Chris Oppenheimer, but that's okay. I can be good at what I can be good at. Start where you are. Monday, we've all got a new week. Don't you love that we get paid weekly? We get to start over every week on Saturday. Okay, I want to go back to that word, hope. That first one, you know, that's a given, health. I'm not just talking about health physically. We're getting help financially, but I think spiritually, emotionally. I know my cup has been filled. Oh, opportunity. If you do not realize now that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, you must have not been listening. Decide to stick and stay. And I loved what Mark said about training for 4 years before the Olympics. You know, a lot of times we say, give this 2 years, but I think, can you imagine what could happen if you gave this a good effort for 4 years? And you've got to write down a vision. I know so many successful people in our group, they do a new action sheet once a month, once every so often, once an event. It's good to do that, but write down the vision. It really doesn't become real until you write it down. That is so true, guys. Write it down. Write down some goals and then go to work. This is not a welfare program. This is a go-to-work program, and every one of you have the God-given gifts to do it. Plan. We have a plan that's easy. I'm just going to say, it is easy. The biggest thing is picking up that big phone that Hans and Rosanna showed you the picture of. Don't reinvent the wheel. You know, in the backyard, those guys weren't coming in there and just, you know, flying by the seat of their pants trying to figure out what they were going to do. They had a plan. They had blueprints. They knew exactly who was going to do what. They had the electricians come and then the plumbers. They followed the plan. It's the same thing here. What is our plan? Show, share, connect. If you try to go out and be the Lone Ranger and do your own thing, I promise you it's not going to be easy. Okay, I love to talk about this one, the E, excitement. You know, we should be excited about this. We should be excited about what we have, the new products. And if you aren't very excited, then you need to drink more energy. You need to take more metabolic boost. I'm serious. If you're a little dry, I'm kind of low-key most of the time. When I'm under pressure, I get a little bit more animated. But if you are kind of low-key, then drink an energy every time that you meet with someone. You've got to be excited, and you've got to convey that. And then encouragement. We have to encourage the people on our team. People in this world do not get encouragement. Write them cards, give them calls, text them. Do whatever you can. You know, that's kind of easier for me. Some of you, it's not as easy. Work on it. And if you need encouragement, find out who's up above you on your, to help you, and call them and say, hey, I got 3 no's for, setting up appointments today. I need some encouragement. Ask for it. And then education. I think this is huge. Jeff was showing me the other day, if you have a smartphone or an iPhone, you can download free podcasts that you can listen to while you're on the treadmill or whatever. I do it when I'm just at home doing things. There are free things out there that you can listen to build you up, to educate you, to give you encouragement, grow you as a leader. Andy Stanley has one. Huge. Some of my favorites are Jim Rohn, like Louie was saying, Danny Johnson, John Maxwell. And here's one thing I want to talk to you about too, is they're going to encourage you to have integrity as you're building and doing the right thing. And so you've got to educate yourself. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Where there is no vision, there is no hope. Hope is what motivates us to work hard and get things done. It's the idea that something better will happen in the future because of what we do. I'm going to wait on that last one. How many of y'all have ever fallen off a bike? How many of you did it last week? I fell off my bike last week. And so I was thinking about that. I was out riding my bike, and JR forgot to tell me one of the brakes is for the front wheel and one of the brakes is for the back wheel. But you know what? That was my fault. And that's kind of like we are when we're first getting started with our business and showing someone or, flipping the pages on the flip chart. We don't know everything at first. But I pulled up to an intersection and I thought there was a pickup coming, and it was in an area by our house that I hadn't ridden on my bike before. And I didn't know he had a stop sign. And so I thought I was going to pull out in front of him and he was going to hit me. So I pulled on the brakes, and guess what happened? I pulled up there, slid, fell over, got a few little bumps and bruises, but the biggest thing it did was bruise my ego. But it's okay. That's the biggest thing that's going to happen when you get a rejection here from your best friend or your sisters or your family when they don't do this like you think they will. And so I want to read this last thing. When the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. And that's what I want to encourage you. If I had decided I can't ride a bike because I'm 57, what am I doing? But I thought, I don't care. Hope says, try it one more time.
In closing, Mark Paulson, he said, get rid of excuses, get rid of all that. I mean, man up. And the thing about it is, we all can find excuses when we leave here to go home and not do anything with this business on Monday or even next week. And when we got started, and I think you'll find that with everyone that has spoke from stage, everyone, it came down to making a decision. It came down to making a decision whether you're going to do this or not as a business. And when you make that decision, and if you run into a wall on Monday or Tuesday, you've made that decision. Also make the decision that failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. You're going to do what it takes to make this happen for you and your family. And if you'll do that, guys, it will happen for you. This is your shot at doing what I call building generational wealth. You can break everything that's happened in your life or your family's life up to this point. You can change that today. And all it takes is a decision that failure is not an option, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do it at a high level, and you're gonna do what it takes to do it.
And
Do you have anything
try
else?
it one more time.
Okay, guys. God bless.
Now it's time to